Good morning, folks. Welcome to Shop Talk number 40. Thank you for tuning in. Always appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy days to spend a few minutes with me. I hope you find this time together productive. Today we're going to have Mr. Barry Gork from Goodfilla on, and he's going to talk about some of his finishing products. Once I found his products, my life got a lot easier. And so we'll have him on here in a few minutes. We'll talk about some of the products. Be sure and put where you're from in the chat box. I always like reading where you're from. I go back and watch the video after the fact, and I'm amazed at how many people from all over the world tune into these little Shop Talk live streams. In fact, I saw one on here from Tahiti just a minute ago. My God, must be probably Thursday afternoon or something over there. Also, thank you to Jim Deeming for the wonderful theme song opening music here. Go out and see his website, jimsguitar.com. If you like finger picking, then Jim's your guy. Sponsors. Let's take a quick look at the sponsors page here. And Royal Lac, Pacific Rim Tone Woods, Elevate. We've got Stu Mac. We've got Total Vice. We've got, Acoustic Coffee. And we've got Glue Boost. By the way, if you guys like coffee, here's a little deal for you. The Acoustic Coffee Company has a little offer for my fans here. If you go out to the Acoustic Coffee website, I'm going to try and get that in focus, and type in the code Robbie-O, you will get a free bag of Acoustic Coffee with your purchase of one or more bags. So that's just a little offer there for today from the Acoustic Coffee Company. Also, at the Luther Academy website, we got some new courses that have come out. Let's go dial those up. And the first one is the Gypsy Jazz Guitar Building with Michael Whitney up there in Summerland in Canada, over by British Columbia. This is a wonderful course. I'm very happy with it. It's got 171 lessons, over 26 hours of video content, very detailed. You're really going to enjoy that. If you like the Gypsy Jazz guitar, there it is. Also, we've got one that I just finished editing that is coming soon. It's the semi-hollow body guitar. I filmed that last year in São Paulo, Brazil, in the shop of João Casillas of Casillas Guitars, and I just got done editing that, and it will be available shortly. So as you can see, there's a lot going on here at the Luther Academy. Let's, as is the custom, drop in down to São Paulo, Brazil. Let's take a quick check-in with Cesar and Manuela, all the way down there in Brazil. How you doing, Cesar?
Hello.
Hello.
Fine, you?
Manuela, how's it going? Good to see you guys again. By the way, I always have to announce this. They are not in my shop. Excuse me. That is a backdrop. That's a green screen, and it looks like they're in my shop, but they are really not. So, Cesar, we're going to have a drawing today?
Yes, we have some products to give away. And as usual, participating is pretty easy. There is a link at the top of the chat box here on YouTube. All you have to do is click there, leave your name and email so we can contact you.
Perfect. Also, the drawing today is only for people within the United States.
Yes, important.
We're going to be giving away some products from Goodfilla there, and it's only available to people within the United States because of the shipping. Excuse me here, just a minute.
No problem. Yeah, that's a shipping.
All right, now I've got something that Cesar, I believe he knows about this, but I'm going to spring this on him. Let me show you something that came across my email this week. His father sent this to me, an old picture.
Yeah, that's
The
really old.
the little guy there in the front is Cesar.
Yeah,
And Cesar, how old are you there? What, about 4 or 5 or something like that?
Yeah, I think this is more than 25 years ago. So
Yeah, I think this is almost 30 years ago.
I think I'm 4, maybe 5, exactly. Yes.
And there's Cesar. The person behind him is a gentleman named Fulman. That's his property we're at in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The young, beautiful lady there is the girl from Ipanema, my wife. And then there's me. And if you look behind us, that big pile of wood that's there, folks, that is Brazilian rosewood. And Antonio, who is Cesar's father, sent that to me this week, and I got a real kick out of that. But my, how time flies.
I'm pretty sure my dad took this photo.
I think so.
Mistaken.
Yeah, I think
I do
it was
remember this day clearly. Yes.
Yeah, so you still remember the day, huh?
I do for
Wow,
sure.
that's amazing. Okay, we'll come back. Man, I got something in my throat today. I'm sorry. We're going to come back to you here in a little bit, Cesar and Manuela, and we'll do 2 or 3 drawings. Let's first of all come back to me. All right, now it's time to bring Barry Gork on from Goodfilla. Here he comes. There he is, the man himself. Quick round of applause. There we go. How you doing, Barry?
I'm well, thanks, Robbie. How are you?
Great. First of all, give us just a quick little synopsis of your bio, your background. How'd you get started in this?
Well, my background is woodworking. I'm a furniture builder, furniture maker. I like to do one-off pieces, and the problem is that I sucked at finishing. So I wanted to make my finishing life easier, and so that was the genesis for the products. I wanted them to be easy to use, non-toxic, and almost like foolproof. And in retrospect, might have been easier to learn finishing, but I think I've accomplished that task with the products we have. And hopefully you guys will agree.
All right. If you guys, let me get me back up here in a second. If you guys have any questions throughout the stream here today about the products or about the process and the steps that Barry's going to demonstrate here, go ahead and put your question in the chat box. I'll pop it up on the screen here, and you guys can get it answered. So, Barry, what do you want to demonstrate first?
That's a great question. I have so many. So let me just give you a little bit of an overview of the products we have. So on one side of the product listing, we have pastes and powders, and they're a calcium carbonate, very finely ground calcium carbonate based product that's formulated to fill the finest of pores. And so we have it in a paste like this, which is a heavy body paste. Where am I showing you? Right here.
I can bring it down to this camera if you want, or you want to go with the big camera?
No, I'll just do it up here because I can singularly focus on one camera. So this is a paste, heavy paste, and you can add water to it to make a grain filler. So it becomes a big void filler or grain filler, fine powder. I'll do that. I'll demonstrate that in a moment. We have a powder. This is, I'll mix some up of this. I basically took the water out.
Just add water then, right?
Just add water.
Perfect. Okay.
That's very versatile. And then we have a trowel ready, which I don't have on. Actually, it's a very easy to spread yogurt. Oh, I do have some. Thanks, babe. The producer is in here.
By the way, the producer there is Janice. She's behind the scenes there. And if you guys ever need anything from Goodfilla, she wears the pants in the family. She's the one in charge.
Exactly.
Thanks, Robbie.
So this is an easy to spread. This actually is a custom color I happen to have on my bench, but I'll show it to you. It's easy to spread, very thin.
You're going to have to raise that up just a little bit, or I can go down to that other camp. There we go. That works. That works.
Very
custom
easy
color, Battleship Gray.
Like a thick yogurt.
Yeah. I've got a couple of questions
steel
already.
Gray we've made. Actually matches the background.
I've got a couple of questions already coming in. If you're ready for them, Barry.
Sure, go ahead.
There we go. This one comes from Tim. What fillers affect the sound? Now, that's always a big problem for us luthiers. We have to be very conscious of how our finishing products affect the sound and the tone of the instrument. Now, can you comment on that? I know yours is not a top coat, like a lacquer or a urethane. These are filling products. How do they affect the sound, if at all?
Yeah. I haven't done a formal study on it, but we've been selling this into to the luthier market since 2012. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't had an issue with it in terms of sound. The amount of filler that remains in the pore, I don't think matters, but I don't know. It's very minimal, the amount of filler that's staying there. It's for sure less than epoxy
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
filling, So, and it's a natural product. It's calcium carbonate that stays there. I don't know the exact answer to that question, but I don't think it affects it.
Yeah, I think I can comment on that. I don't think it does either.
Okay.
So I think we're fine
All
there.
right, cool.
Here comes another question. Man, we got questions coming in already here. Before we even get to the
Okay.
demos, man, this is great. Let's see here. Oh, now I lost the question. Hang on a second. What fillers affect the sound? We got that one. Okay. Oh, here's somebody that is curious. This is John. He's curious about the clear water-based pore filler.
Yeah, we're
That.
getting there, John. I promise you're going to get a full demo.
Yep. All right. So I'll just let you carry on with your demo there, and I'll pull up the questions that are pertinent to what you're doing.
All right, cool. So that was the paste, which are calcium carbonate based, and then I have the gel based fillers, and I'm really proud of the gel base. They're unlike any other fillers out there. So John, was that the guy's name who asked the clear grain
Yes,
filler
John.
question?
That was John.
All right, cool. That was John. So John, here's your answer. This is my clear grain filler. Oh, there we
There we
go.
go.
It's backwards.
Yep.
And it looks like this.
Doesn't
Doesn't
look
look
clear,
clear.
does it?
No. But within that gel, it's a non-film forming gel. It's water-based. Is a high molecular weight copolymer that cross-links with your finish, any finish. So I have applied some on a highly figured piece of veneer right here. Where are we? Which camera do you want? There we go.
I can go. I can go with the small camera there, the bench camera. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. All right. And you can see it's white.
Yes, very white.
And so I used don't judge me where I stay, but I think this is a hotel room key, or you can use whatever you want. I've seen guys use fingers. I've seen guys use putty knives, rags,
I hear that
So this is actually,
Hey Barry, I hear
what's
that
that?
I hear that the more well-to-do luthiers are using the American Express card to do that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You're correct. I don't want to mention that, John. This coating is on a seal coat of French polish. Basically, I seal coated with it, sanded it. The top part doesn't have any clear grain filler, the bottom does. And I'll just sand it back for you. I don't think any of your luthiers use this grit. It's 220. And I'm going to lightly sand it. I want to leave it in the grain. I don't want to over sand it with anything over 220 or. The reason is, if I over sand it, this is the polymer burnishes and it seals off. The goal is to have the French polish actually blend with the grain filler.
So you leave grain filler on the surface. You don't sand it completely off, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a very fine. Oh, I went cross grain. Sorry, guys, don't judge. I'm just going to take a dry cloth.
Perfect.
How's
It
that?
looks very white.
It is white, exactly. And this is where, Robbie, you said your pucker factor came in.
Yes, sir. I used this product recently with a student, and I filled the pores, and my pucker factor went off the charts when I saw the white. However, Barry's going to work some magic here, folks.
So here's my attempt at French polishing. I have some cheesecloth and some lint-free polishing cloths. I'm sorry I didn't have any white linen. And I'm going to basically put the French polish right over that. Wait, oh, I should have.
Want me to help you?
I got it. Thanks, Lee. Is this one? That one's got stuff on it.
And here comes the magic, folks.
Now, my experience with depending on your cut, you may have to do a couple of coats before the white goes away. So it's filled, and then because shellac re-wets itself, it'll come back, and we'll do that when it dries before the end of the.
Look at that. So it magically goes from white to transparent.
Exactly. So what's happening is that two things. The first is that the copolymer in there is actually being absorbed into the shellac, or the shellac is absorbing it. And the third thing is you're adding more durability to your guitar in terms of moisture repellency and scuffability because of the way that this polymer works.
So it's actually like adding an additive to your shellac. Then it makes it more durable.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Okay. Very good. And John made a
So we'll
comment
come back.
about that. He's the one that asked the question earlier. It says the two finishing techniques that John was interested in and was curious about was how well the clear filler works with the French polishing and the lacquer. So great demo. Look at that. Another
Right. Oh,
satisfied
I have some
customer there,
lacquer
Barry.
here. I can spray the lacquer too for you. I think lacquer is great too.
You want to wipe a little bit on there just to demonstrate? Or?
I have a spray. Should I spray?
Oh, you have a
it?
spray. Okay.
We're gonna get comments that he doesn't have
Let
a
me put my mask on first.
There
I'm just gonna hit it quick. It's not gonna be a long, sustained spray.
No
you
huffing
go.
comments, please.
Take one for the team there, Barry.
Exactly. My wife may claim that I'm already missing brain cells. You know.
There we go. Look at that. And so it immediately goes from the white to the transparent.
Correct.
All right.
Now,
And here's
oh my God, that's a horrible finishing job. That's dripping. Sorry.
and Bo just asked a question. Bo's a good friend out there in Grand Junction, Colorado. And the white stays gone forever once it's been shellacked or lacquered. What do you think, Barry?
Correct. It's absorbed. It's gone. It's a chemical change.
Nice. And is it the same thing as with shellac? It's actually added an additive to your lacquer to make it more durable or not?
Yes, same thing.
Wow. Okay.
I think with the shellac to begin with is more durable, but lacquer is to begin with is more durable, but you're increasing the durability and the scuffability for both. I'm working with a powder that actually may stop water from getting through those, but that's still in the testing phase.
Okay. Brian has a quick
So that's
question.
the clear grain.
Just
Go ahead.
another quick question for Brian. Does it also work with a true oil French polish technique? For example, if you're using gunstock oil.
Absolutely.
So any
Absolutely.
finish over the top, it will go transparent.
Yes, water-based finishes, because they flash off faster, may give you some consternation. So you may want to put an extender in a water-based finish, but it works with water-based finish. But for sure, the oils are amazing with it.
Okay. Here comes another question, and I think this might, I think I know where this question is going to go, but I'll just put it up there for you. How deep
Okay.
of crack or ding can be filled with this product? So is this product you just demonstrated, is it for filling gaps like cracks and dings or just pores?
Pores. I mean, you can fill dings. I haven't perfected it. If you mix it with wood flour, so you can mix. I made a mixture. You can mix if you have the rosewood sawdust or the spruce sawdust. My friend Sylvan Wells has mixed for his tear out on his spruce top, he mixes the wood flour with the clear grain filler and does drops of shellac in layers.
Okay.
So it's not ideal for big dings, but if you have, oh, my wife is saying show it. Okay, I'll show
It's cool.
it. Hold on, let me grab some.
This really is a cool product, folks. I used this product here recently with a student, and once I got past the pucker factor, it was fantastic. And here's what happened. We started the French polish technique over a pore filler that I already use here in my classes, which is epoxy. And I put 2 coats on, one day, one the next. And then we started our French polishing sessions. And I had got a little aggressive in one area on the back, removing the epoxy, because I like to sand it back to bare wood, only leaving it in the pores. And so there were a few pores that were rearing their ugly heads. And about that time, Barry sent me some of the clear, which is not clear, white filler. And so I just put it on. He says, yeah, put it right over your existing finish. We'd already gone several sessions with the French polish shellac. And it filled, it turned white. There was the pucker factor. But after doing some French polishing sessions, it completely went transparent and no more pores. So fantastic. Let's go back to Barry here. Barry, I'm on the demo camera there.
And to your point, Robbie, that's what we recommend you do is you actually make a chemical sandwich between the lower layers of finish, because it's such a fine pore filler that you can keep your scuff sand, pore filler, French polish, and same with lacquer, any of those guys. But if you build layers of it, you should, I think 3 should be maximum that you should get a full. I mean, you can go 4 or 5 if you want,
Okay. And so now you're going to do a little demonstration there.
I'm going to put some maple wood flour in the clear grain filler.
Okay. While you're doing that,
Jana says this is cool, so it must be.
I'll just pop up another question here. This comes from Keith. Does it go clear as well on end grain? Because some fillers go cloudy on end grain. Have you tested it there?
Great question, Keith. Great question. So that's why we're asking for a seal coat first. So the trick is for the finish to get to the white in it. On end grain, if the white gets too far into the grain and the finish flashes off before getting it, it will not work. But if you've seal coated it, I don't see an issue with it.
So this product is never to be applied to bare wood, only to sealed wood, correct?
I mean, you can apply it to bare wood. I'm not saying you can, because I think, in my experience, that just leads to too many issues, especially on open grain wood like white oak or red oak. I would seal it first.
Okay. Tony has a question about Royal-Lac. I don't know if you're familiar with that product, Royal-Lac, but we were doing the demonstration and saying that it adds durability to the product because it cross-links with the polymers. I assume it would do that with Royal-Lac as well, which is basically just
however durable Royal-Lac is, it'll just add to its durability. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, so I basically made maple filler. So what's happening now is you let it dry, and when you drop, I use a little dropper. When you drop that on the void in layers, you're again cross-linking the copolymer in there, the sawdust, and join it together, and dries rock hard. So you'll need to do it maybe 2 or 3 times depending on the void, and that will get you a really great stainable filler.
Okay. So one of the problems we have in Lutheran is we can hide, dings and mistakes and stuff on darker colored woods with no problem. On lighter colored woods like spruces and cedars, around the bindings on the top and stuff like that, around rosettes. Right. This seems like it'd be the ideal product for color matching to fill those voids.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to mess around with it, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing is that the other thing I want to tell you about the clear grain filler before we move off is that what's really cool, I think, is that should you want to highlight the pores with a black grain filler,
which I frequently do, by the way.
So you have a couple of options with this stuff. We can either mix our powdered Have any black? Well, here's a walnut one. You could either mix a powder with it, but I like this stuff or a universal colorant.
Transtent.
Okay.
There goes. That's a
Good catch,
mix-all.
Janice.
You know, I have a backup. See how professional I am?
He's throwing product in my head.
Hey, where'd that other hand come from?
Exactly.
So this is just basically a universal tint.
Yeah, it's universal colorant. I'm
Mhm.
making black grain filler.
Okay. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. That's what I use on rosewood, by the way, guys. I use, my general rule here in my shop is whatever color the wood is, go darker. So I generally go black on rosewood.
And now with this one, your pucker factor is extremely reduced there, Robbie.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
already
it sure
black. So
is.
you're,
I hadn't thought
you're
about
not.
that. Anything I can do to reduce the pucker factor in my shop is welcome.
um, I can apply that black grain filler on this open grain here and see how that goes.
Sure,
Some
go ahead and smear
blackish.
it. Go ahead and smear it on there real quick, and then let's pop down to Brazil and do a quick drawing because I bet these guys are going crazy wanting to get some of their hands on some of this product here.
Okay.
And we got more questions coming in here too that I can get to you eventually.
I'm going on the open grain side of this. There's some wet lacquer on here, so
Okay. How long
let
does it
this
take to
dry
dry?
while we're doing it.
How long does it take to dry before you can sand it back?
It depends on the ambient humidity, but I would go with anywhere from 15 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on the the depth of fill that you do.
Okay. All right. Well, I notice you leave it on there nice and thick. So you're since it does cross link with your finish, you're not worried about getting it back off the surface then, correct?
Well, I guess with the black, I would be. You know what I mean? Like I think you want to leave it in the pores,
Yeah.
so I would just maybe wipe it back. Thank you, Robbie. I'm not a guitar guy, as you know. So
So maybe just an aggressive rub down with a paper towel or a cloth or something is all you need. Probably not even sanding, right?
right, right, exactly,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. Look at that. Fantastic. Wow, this I'm learning a lot here myself. I say we give something away. What do you think, Barry?
I'm in. Happy to do it.
All right, so this is being generously donated and will be shipped out by Janice and Barry there at Goodfilla. And the first one is going to be Filla in a bag and a T-shirt and some stickers. And the Filla in the bag is this product. Just add water. So here we go. Let's go down to Brazil. Let's check in with Cesar and Manuela. There they are. Are we ready for a drawing?
Yes, we are ready. We have 38 participants.
38 participants. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Number 13. Lucky number 13 for a Wednesday. It is the 13th today.
Yeah, it's Samuel.
Samuel, very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Samuel, for getting in there. Look at that.
Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13 for Wednesday the 13th. All right. And Cesar, you're going to later send me that contact information for Samuel.
Sure.
I'll send it over to Janice and they can ship it out. So congratulations, Samuel. And let's get back over to Barry. Barry, I'm sure, is wanting to demonstrate another product. All right, you're back up and live there, Barry.
I can talk about my products forever. It's just like
Have at
it's
it.
an ego thing.
We got about a half hour left if we can do that, so go ahead.
No problem. By the way, this clear grain filler is you can mix it with all of our products, and universal colorants is sort of experiment with it, and wood flour. So that's it's very versatile.
Can I mix the filler in a bag? Can I mix the fill in a bag with the clear grain filler?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Instead of that black tint, the universal tint, I'll just use the black fill in a bag.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm
Great.
proud of our black filler. Our black filler is black.
Yeah, I noticed
dark
that.
black.
That's one of the things I noticed because I used to take sheetrock compound and dye it black, and you always get kind of a gray. I noticed that this went really black. I was impressed with that.
Yeah, it's extra black. I'll show it to the.
All right, let me get it on the other camera. There we go. Oh, yes, nice and black.
Match my shirt.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
mix this. This is the paste, or mix it with the powder. It's great.
Here's
All right, I'm gonna.
Wim's got a quick comment
Yeah,
here. He says, I just used
yeah.
this clear on his last build on East Indian Rosewood, and it worked
Oh,
great. He says, I'm a French polisher, and it is now my go-to. Well, thanks a lot, Wim. Appreciate the feedback there.
thank you, Will.
Very
Great.
good. Here's one from Ray. Ray, can I spray solid color over the filler before a urethane clear coat? Is there any problem
Nope,
using urethane as opposed to nitro?
nope, no problem.
Okay, there you go. Man, this is just easy. This is just too easy. I mean, it's almost too good to be true here. All right,
It took me a
what else
little
you got
while
for
to
us?
learn. It took me a little while to learn how to fit into your guys' finishing schedule. I will say we had some had some questions about whether it will work or not. So I'm glad that we finally got a way that it works for you guys.
Yeah. What else you got for us there?
What's that, Robbie?
I said, what else are you going to demonstrate there for us?
Oh, I'm going to show. So this is a cool. I don't know where it fits within luthier world, but this is a really cool product. It's a gel. Looks like hair gel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a water-based stain. And depending on the pigment load, it can become a paint. So I'm going to use a universal current in here. I'm just going to show. This is my. I'm going to use a silver metallic pigment. Shake it first. So what's cool about this product is it doesn't impede the color at all.
Yep.
And I happen to have a laser cut. I don't know who Drexel is. I found this.
Okay.
Yeah, me too, Tim. And I'm just going
Tim says
to.
he loves his water-based. Me too.
Here's the deal. I didn't spray this first with a lacquer or a sealer first, or if you're cutting with a laser, maybe put tape over it because this is going to find its way into the grain.
Okay. So are you trying to fill that inlay, or are you trying to fill the pores on this one?
No, I'm filling the inlay for you, but I guess the pores will get filled too because of my lack of prep.
Sure, that's fine.
But if you had sealant, it would.
Hmm?
If you had sealant,
If I had sealed it all right, it would know.
So
Here's
you
my
could
fancy
seal the
tool.
wood, then cut your inlay, and then use this as a filler for the inlay.
Right. Now, um, I'm going to actually wipe this down so that it divots into the letters,
Right.
just so that it dries better.
Okay. So basically, this is kind of like a colored epoxy fill is what you're trying to imitate then.
You know, it's more, it's a stain. I wouldn't go with epoxy, Robbie, just because it doesn't give you any body.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
But
If you want to mix this with a
you would need to
powder,
fill over the top of that with a lacquer or an epoxy or something then.
right.
Okay.
You want to spray it.
Gotcha.
So that's the now. Also, it's re-wettable, this stuff. So if you feel like you missed a spot or whatever, you can come back and put that. Are you getting it? Is it doing its
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah. Looks great.
talk about the film.
Looks good.
All right. So that's the gel products. If anybody doesn't have no questions on those, I'm gonna move over to the pastes.
All right. Hang on just a second. Here's one from Bo, and I assume that this question also applies to the paste. How much shrink back should be expected after a few months?
None, Bo. I mean, the way that the clear grain filler works is there's no shrink back. It's the only reason it would shrink back is if your lacquer or your true oil or your French polish is shrinking.
Okay. And does that go same for the fill it in the bag where you add the water or the pre-mixed paste? Those are also non-shrinkable?
Correct.
Wow.
They're also non-shrinking.
Fantastic. Wow. Okay. I like it.
So what I've done here is this is a walnut board. I found one with a knot even, and I mixed my walnut powder. I'm going to show you how easy it is to work with. I mixed the walnut powder. There's a 1 to 3 start a mix of powder to water. So I'm going to do 1, way too much.
Do it.
3, approximately. You can't mess it up. And oops.
And just keep mixing that.
One can never have too many stir sticks, I'm finding,
Oh, ain't that the truth? Or mixing cups.
or mixing cups. So this here now is a grain filler.
Okay.
Mixed and ready to go.
And
I have applied it.
you're gonna apply that
Yes,
to
go ahead.
the walnut, right?
Yeah, so I did that already.
Oh, okay.
I have a
Pick up TV.
yeah. I have a grain filler here.
Right. Did you
I
seal
can
the
show you how
wood?
easy
Did
it
you
is to
seal the
apply on
wood
the
first?
backside.
Did you seal the
What's
wood
that, sir?
first? Did you seal that wood
No,
first?
this you don't have to seal.
And why not?
I, you'll never see it. It just gets highly absorbent. I'm worried about the white just not getting in the clear grain filler, just not being absorbed. But this stuff you'll never see. It just is highly absorbent and bonds with the finish, and it's a very very fine filler, so it'll
So
stay in the pores.
it's also going to cross link with your finish like the clear filler, or is this like an actual pore filler that you want to sand off?
You want to sand this off. I mean, yeah, you want to sand this off. You only want to see it in the pores because
Okay.
this, if I were to finish this right now, you would see this. It would be a flat. You wouldn't see the grain.
Gotcha. Okay.
You want to definitely sand it off.
Yep.
So I'm just going to sand it off now. I can. Well, let me apply it on the back so I can show you how easy it is to spread. By the way, if this is too thick, add water. If it's too thin, add powder.
Okay. Here's another question for you, Barry. If
Yeah,
you mix it and you mix too much, and
yeah,
you come back the next day and it's dried, can you add water and
yeah.
reactivate it?
Yes.
Okay. So no waste then.
Zero waste. Oh, yeah, on many levels. The first is that as a powder, you mix only what you need, right?
Right.
All right. So I'm filling it's a walnut board filled. Not very well because there now that's better. Took off the excess.
Can you rub it with a heavy cloth or something to minimize your sanding?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. If it works for you, do it.
Yeah, yeah. I like that concept.
Or back to the dry stuff. I'm just going to sand it. This is 220.
While you're doing your sanding there, we'll pop up a quick question here for John. I know you're
Yeah.
working on walnut there, but the question is, how many coats to get a good pore fill on East Indian rosewood? Is one sufficient, or do you want to do multiples?
Which product?
The one you're using now.
Uh, I think one is good. I haven't done Indian rosewood, but this stuff is, I mean, it's effective. You
Okay.
know, uh, if you find that you want to do it between coats, you can put your first coat of French polish or lacquer. Um, you can put it between coats,
Okay.
or put the clear between the coats. You got pinholes. All right, now I'm gonna see how it's. You can basically see the grain.
Right.
Now
So
I've left
the
it.
only thing you have now is down in the pores. So on the surface of the wood, you've sanded it off.
Not true because I missed some spots. Yes.
Oh, so bad.
All right, now for the French polishing. Again, my technique leaves a lot to be questioned. Please, you professionals out there, critique if you want, but I got silver on it. I know, babe. The life of Barry.
I didn't want them to think it was a defect.
Now, can't really tell, but I think after your third or fourth coat of French polishing,
Mm-hmm. That looks
you'll begin
great.
to see that the pores are filled.
Looks really good.
So the trick is for you guys and for me is you never want to know there's filler in your beautiful exotic woods. It's just that for me was one of the things, right? Just don't want to know.
Right, right. Looks
And you
real
want to
good.
make it easy.
I like easy. Now, I noticed the big knot you have there in the wood. Have you got a product that
Yeah,
would fill something like that?
so we're coming. That's a great segue, Robbie. It's almost like you've been doing this for a while. We didn't even prep that. So for a heavy knot like this, there's a few ways you can do it. I know a lot of you guys like CA glue, so that's what you're seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing a little bit of powder. With CA glue.
Oh, look at that. And the powder doesn't kick off the CA glue, make it cure faster?
Correct. Cures
Wow.
within, I don't know, how long does CA glue? If you're going to accelerant, it's like seconds, right?
Yeah, but I've had some epoxies and CA glues that you add something to it and it kicks it off and it just makes it cure real quick and before you can even use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So that's one method. I don't know if I'd fill a big knot like this with it, but I'm just want to show you can. Maybe just smaller voids. Or the other method, this is really fast. This is amazing. I go to the other side. Oh, you can see where I did the grain filler on the other side. It's already drying.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I would use our heavy body paste.
And this will not shrink, right?
Correct. Now, what we have noticed is if that is a nail hole or a screw hole where you want to fill, especially a sunken nail or a sunken screw,
Mm-hmm.
the open wood fibers around that hole absorb the filler at a different rate than the surface does of the wood. So it will suck the filler down into the hole and it will look like it's shrunk, but it actually is being absorbed at a different rate. So
Okay.
that's one of the things with our filler and nail holes and pinholes and stuff.
Okay. And so what's the cure time on that before you can sand it level?
This is going to take about, I would say, again, depending on ambient humidity, about 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
Okay. So fairly
Where
quickly.
this one is dry.
Right.
So you could just fill on top of it
Smaller time.
and then sand it.
Okay.
And it's less wood filler, so that should dry pretty quickly.
Sure.
Now, you're still going to see a knot hole. It's not blemish free, but you'll have a knot hole that's
Sure.
permanently there. And
But it's a filled knot hole.
it's It's a filled knot hole.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which can be an advantage. You want to call attention to something, then you fill it and you call attention to
Right. And you could put like so that again, Mr. O'Brien, you've offered a segue.
it. We planned this.
This is my neutral powder. It has no pigment in it.
Ah, that was a question coming up from Tim here that he had. Is the fill in a bag also clear?
No,
So what is
no, Tim,
that?
it's not. That's why you need it to be pigmented. You know, we have 12 colors: rosewood, walnut. It's
Okay.
not. But should you want to make a custom filler, you have many options. I'm going to use a acrylic paint. And you could do this with our neutral premix fillers, but the advantage of this is that the color is an accurate representation of the paint. So it's exactly the color is going to be of the paint. That's what happens when you get CA glue and wood filler on your putty knife.
I hate it when that happens.
All right.
So you called this a neutral color? Is that what you called it?
It's just a neutral wood filler.
Okay. All right. That comes white and then you just dye it.
Yeah.
It's not white.
Yeah. Robbie, my wife is correcting me. It's not white. We have
Oh,
a
okay.
white filler. This is neutral.
Oh yeah, it shows up here on the camera.
Tintable, totally
It's
tintable.
totally tinnable. Our white filler has titanium dioxide in it, so you won't get the accuracy of the color.
Okay. But this you get the
So should
accuracy
you
of
want
the
a
color.
blue, what's that?
This you get the true accuracy of the color. Whatever your color you add, that's what color
Exactly.
it's going to be. It's not going to be mixed with white.
Exactly.
I like
And
that.
it's permanent. This you don't need to finish over it. It's permanent. It's done. So you could do that as a inlay as well. You could put it in the grain.
Put it in Drexel.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Put it in Drexel.
So Janice is saying put it in Drexel.
Because you can use it as inlay.
Okay. I'm gonna cover my lovely silver.
Oh no!
I know. With the blue.
And this will fill it.
And now this is filled, Robbie. This is a
So this is actually a wood filler. So if I had a big knot or whatever, I could tint it the color of the wood and then use this as the actual filler.
exactly. Now we have the colors for you. We have the rosewoods, we have the walnuts, mahoganies,
Right.
But
Okay.
yes, you can make a custom color very easily.
Yep.
Or you can mix that with the sawdust.
Or
Right.
yeah, you can mix it with the sawdust. It's not as accurate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just the clear.
Yeah, the clear is more accurate.
Very nice.
Any questions?
Yes, there's actually quite a few, and we're starting to run up
Go
on
ahead.
the hour here. But let's pop a few questions up here. Here
right.
comes one. I will be finishing some wenge in the near future. How do I best approach this wood with your product? And wenge is notoriously has just pores that are craters. What product would you recommend to fill wenge?
I would go with is Wenge Brazilian walnut as well?
No, it's not.
Is
That's
that
Embuya.
that's okay. I would go with either I would probably go with my powdered fillers with the
Okay.
closest color, either our ebony mixed with walnut or what color is Wenge? Is it a deep
It's
red
pretty.
or
It's
deep brown?
pretty. No, it's pretty dark. It's almost like a black, almost an African blackwood
Yeah,
color.
so maybe the ebony grain filler,
Yeah.
ebony powder for the bigger grain.
Okay. Here's one from Greg. It says maybe the question has already been asked, but how does this work with water-based lacquer?
Our powders, no problem. Test our clear grain filler. It should work fine.
Okay. And the clear grain filler once again is that gel that cross links with the finish.
Right.
So
Again, the concern with water-based anything is that because it flashes off so quickly, it doesn't have a chance to cross-link with a powder in here. So that's why we're asking you to put a seal coat or a initial finish coat so the filler doesn't get lost in the deep pores.
Gotcha. Okay. One from Vincent. I think you already answered this one. Will that gel shrink?
No.
Okay. So no shrinkage with the gel. I like it.
If I may, Robbie, let me just when they say waterborne product, either waterborne fillers or grain fillers or they're actually a latex or acrylic emulsion. And so
Okay.
when you have a latex or acrylic emulsion in bulk, it tends to shrink or crack. My products don't have any emulsion in them. There's no latex, no acrylic, nothing to blind the grain. So you see the grain, it accepts the stain, accepts the finish, so you can actually see the beauty of the wood.
Perfect. All right. Here comes one from Steve. And let's see. Steve says, which product was this one mixed with water? I think he's probably talking about the filler in a bag. You were demonstrating a product earlier that was mixed with
Yeah,
water.
that's this one.
Oh, hang on. I got to get back to that camera. There we go. The fill in a bag.
Mix it with water, mix it with lacquer, mix it with glue for exterior use, mix it with paint, mix it with stain. It's really a versatile product.
Okay. Here's another quick question from Bo. He says, is the Worth and Stumac powder water-based pore fillers rebranded Goodfilla?
Well, Bo, I can't tell you that for sure, but there's some of that on my bench. So this one might be, I don't know.
There you go. So Stumac is branding the Goodfilla powder.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go, Bo.
There you go. All right, so there's your answer, Bo. All right, and here's a comment from Tim. Barry, your products look very versatile. I certainly
Thank
agree.
you, Tim.
I certainly agree. Oh, here's a good question. What is the shelf life of the pre-mixed fillers?
They're shelf stable, unlimited. Even if they dry out, you can add water to it to reconstitute it. The only thing that may contribute to a lesser shelf life is huge temperature swings. So that in the summer it goes from 90 degrees, and the winter's freezing, and then it keeps doing that with 3 or 4 years. That will shorten the lifespan.
Right. What about a freeze? I mean, it's water-based. Does it freeze?
Freeze? Yeah, it can freeze.
If it thaws out,
Freeze thaw stable. Yeah.
So I can still use it. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's one from David York. Here we go. Can you use hot air to speed dry?
Absolutely, David.
All right. Just don't get that guitar too hot. You don't want to dry that wood out, right?
Right. Well, that's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you're working with a big 3/4 inch piece of, walnut or something on a piece of furniture or something, then okay.
Right.
Be careful, guys, with heat guns around your guitars. Happened to a friend of mine once.
All right, well, also delaminate. Don't you guys use some hide glue on that stuff? You could delaminate it.
Yeah, I mean, In fact, that's how we do neck resets and pull out bridges and stuff. Is we add heat. So be careful, guys. Yeah. All right. Well, we're just about here to the end of the hour. Let's pop down to Brazil real quick. Let's see Cesar and Manuela. We'll do a couple of drawings real quick, and then we'll say over and out. So here's Cesar and Manuela. How many people in this drawing, Cesar? Oh, I don't have your volume, Cesar. Cesar, I don't have a volume for you. We lost the volume for Cesar. Can you hear me? Oh no. Okay, we lost Cesar. He's going to probably try and dial back in. We'll give him just a couple seconds. And there was another question here. Oh, there he comes. Okay. Cesar's back. There he is. Cesar, you're back. Can you hear me? No, he can't hear me. Oh, no. Cesar, did you lose your microphone? Let's come back to me. Barry, you still there? Can you hear me?
I'm here. I'm good, yeah.
Okay, we lost Cesar. Cesar, if you can hear me, try dialing back in. And let's try this one more time. We did have another question here. Let me see if I can find that question here. Where was that? Oh, here comes Cesar again. Let's try and get him back in. There we go. Cesar Manuela. Hey, he's back.
Do you have sound now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, perfect. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, the mysteries of the internet. All right, how many people in this drawing?
We have 44 participants. For
All right,
this
and
round.
let's give away one of the clear grain fillers. How about that?
Perfect. So let's do it. And the lucky number is
Again.
13.
Can we do that? How does that happen? I thought that wasn't supposed to happen, huh, Cesar?
No. We have to redo the
All right, let's redo it because there's a glitch in the software because that thing's programmed not to repeat numbers. So let's do it again.
Let's do it. It's indeed the lucky number for today. It's impressive.
Yeah. There we go, 30. Keith, congratulations. Keith, you're going to get some of the clear grain filler with a t-shirt and some stickers. And as long as I've got you here, Cesar, since we're already close to the end of the hour, why don't we just go ahead and do one more clear grain filler and t-shirt and stickers, and then we'll call it a day. So let's do one more drawing.
Let me just mark Keith as the winner so we don't get a 30 again.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Here we go. 44 participants. Number 2, Bo Hannum. Oh my God, Bo, you're lucky.
Lucky, yeah.
Congratulations, Bo, out there.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Cesar. And then you're going to send me the contact information, and I'll send it over to Janice and Barry. Okay. All right, I got a phone call ringing here. I got a little family crisis, so let me just turn this off. That's we got a medical emergency in the family this morning, so I'm going to have to go ahead and
everything's okay, man.
Yeah, it's been going on for about a week or so, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you to
Robbie.
Barry for tuning in here and demonstrating. Thank you for Janice from keeping Barry on the straight and narrow. We certainly appreciate that. And we're going to go ahead and thank you for. Oh, hang on a second. Well, that's good. All right. I thought I'd shut that off. All right. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and sign out and take care of some other stuff here. Thank you so much.
You.
Yeah.